Hey guys, it's your boy Mark back with another video, here to give you my review of WWE Clash in Paris. Clash in Paris, France. The show got off the air like maybe 10 or so minutes ago, and it was awesome. What did I tell you guys? What did I tell you in my preview predictions video for Clash in Paris? And by the way, I got all predictions correct. I got every single winner correct. I'll reveal, if you didn't watch that one, I'll reveal who won, obviously, as I do this review. But, yeah. I got all my predictions correct. So happy I did. And, yeah, I thought the show was awesome. Okay. The main event was kind of weak sauce, I thought. But it wasn't like terrible, you know. Of course, everything I'm saying is simply my opinion. And I'm giving you guys a rundown of, you know, the show and all that. So, yeah. Clash in Paris. What a show, man. What a freaking show. And holy crap, they actually gave the matches a lot of time this time. Far out. Every match, I think, was at least 13 minutes. You know? But yeah, anyway, opening match, we got Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed. Roman Reigns' first singles match on PLE since, WrestleMania 40, Night 2. This was a great match, honestly. I really enjoyed it. Crowd was hot as heck for, you know, Roman the whole time. And, yeah, Bronson Reed. Him and Roman really hung it out in the ring. What a great performance from both guys. You know, it's two hard-hitting Samoans. You know, what more could you want from this type of match, honestly? One particular awesome moment that really stood out to me was actually when Roman Reigns was trying to do the spear to Bronson Reed, but Bronson Reed, like, he kind of, like, catches him. He like, catches him and kind of does, like, a big-ass powerbomb. That was sick. Loved it. Eventually, the match ended with Roman Reigns hitting the spear onto Bronson Reed for the 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns defeats Bronson Reed. And the match was quite long too, but never boring. I went on the Wikipedia page. Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed. That match went 22 minutes. Holy crap. Excellent stuff. Yes, if we're going to get 5 to 6 match only, if we're going to get that amount of matches on pay-per-view, please be giving them all the time in the world like this, please. Absolutely epic decision. I loved it. Loved this match. After the match, you got Paul Heyman, who, you know, I didn't watch, you know, the past couple episodes of Raw myself, but I did see memes and stuff of, like, Roman Reigns having gotten his shoes stolen by Bronson Reed, and Bronson Reed referring to the kind of necklace thing as the Shula Fala as opposed to Ula Fala. And just to put my personal opinion out there, I don't understand the hype with Jordans. Like, they're freaking shoes, man. Obsessing over freaking shoes. But that's me. I don't get it. And if you know, you're passionate about Jordans, that's your thing, and you're upset by what I said, who cares what I say? Honestly. You know, that's just how I see it. I just felt like sharing that because that's the kind of a thought I've had buried in my mind like this year, basically. But who cares what I say, man? Like, please don't let what I say bother you that much. You know, not necessarily apologizing for it. You know, it's just how I see it. I find it odd, whatever. But yeah. Then Roman Reigns is coming after Paul Heyman. I assumed to get his shoes back, and then it was like 2 pairs of shoes, 2 pairs of Jordans. And then straight away, when Paul sees Roman about to confront him, he's like, "Oh no, no, no!" And he's like, "I love you, my tribal chief." And then the crowd, the best crowd of all time, in Paris, France, saying, unless I misheard them, because I admit I'm not the best at figuring out what crowd chants are actually saying. But he said, but the crowd was saying, at least what I thought they were saying, "Paul's a pussy, Paul's a pussy." Yeah, and then Roman, he decided to back down. He was like, "Please give them back." All right. And Paul Heyman gave them back. And then Roman Reigns decided to put him in the guillotine choke anyway. But yeah. And then Roman Reigns, he actually did something really sweet. He went onto the announce table, and he actually signed each individual shoe. And he threw it to the crowd. Honestly, such an extremely sweet and nice thing of him to do. And then while he's still standing on the announce table, out of nowhere, Braun Breaker comes up onto the other announce table, spears Roman Reigns through the announce table that he was on. Crash. Great stuff. And then I believe this was when Roman Reigns was like getting taken back by the medical staff, or the staff, and then when he's past the ring, Braun Breaker comes running back, gives him the second spear, far out, and then Bronson Reed comes back, and then they put Roman back into the ring, and Roman is held down by Braun Breaker. Bronson Reed goes to the top rope. Bosh! Tsunami. And then it's looked like it's over. And then it mellows out again. And then they again get Roman Reigns on a stretcher. And then Bronson Reed goes back to the top rope. Bosh! Again to Roman Reigns. And at some point during this, Jey Uso comes out because actually, because they were just attacking him over and over and over and over and over again. Jey Uso comes out. Finally, someone's helping Roman, because it was actually announced that Jey Uso was going to be accompanied to the ring by Roman Reigns later on that night in the Fatal 4-Way Worldwide Championship match. And so this was like a way to kind of misdirect, I guess, swerve, and like kind of pull back on that, you know what I mean? So yeah, I actually really have to piss, but I'm gonna do this review first. And then Jey Uso gets kind of taken out. Third tsunami onto Roman Reigns. Then they're finally taken backstage where Adam Pearce berates the crap out of Braun and Bronson, saying, like, basically yelling at them. And then he says, "No, you're not going to go anywhere near the main event, to help Seth Rollins." And then he says, if I even sniff either of you two, you are going to be suspended indefinitely without pay. If you're in the main event. Dehydrated a little bit. So yeah. Then we're going to the next match. The match that I was writing off as filler, actually. Even in my predictions video, I was writing this match off as filler. This was Street Profits challenging the Wyatt Six for the WWE Tag Team Championship. I actually really enjoyed this match. Tension at the start between Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins a little bit. I don't know if that's been built up as a storyline of it, because it was like, hey, I think Angelo was like, hey, I want to start, or something like that. And good hard-hitting stuff, great moves. Montez freaking diving to the outside more than one occasion. It was actually a really fun match. I had a blast with this match, actually. I gave it a proper chance and all that, you know. And at the end, the match ended. The match got a good amount of time, too, so I know I'm kind of glossing over it a bit, and I know I talked about the Roman Reigns post-match stuff for a long time. That went on for more than 15 minutes after the match ended. The post-match stuff with the Bronson and Braun breakdown and beatdown, I mean. I'm not even joking. But, yeah. So we get to the end of this tag team championship match, and Nikki Cross is holding down Montez Ford's foot while Dexter Lumis is in the ring, distracting the referee. Uncle Howdy gives Montez Ford a Sister Abigail. Then Montez Ford is taken back inside the ring, where Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy hit a tag team. Okay, if you saw a weird, like, transition just now, that was because my phone ran out of storage. So I'm actually filming. I was filming on this phone, but now I'm filming on my Captain America phone. Yeah. That was annoying. I hate it when this happens. So, this will still be one video, but it probably won't be in high definition anymore. Well, I'll just upload these videos as it is. But you're here to really listen to what I'm saying, then, you know, watch me in high definition. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure I was saying, oh, by the way, you notice how, you know how Clash in Paris has these, Van Gogh type of things, for the Vincent Van Gogh Starry Night kind of theme going on for the posters and all that. Amazing that, I have this phone, you know, with, the Starry Night Van Gogh, thing, you know. So, yeah, maybe that was why God, had this phone run out of storage, because I was going to forget to mention that. Maybe that's why. But anyway, as I was saying, Wyatt Six on to, actually, specifically Joe Gacy, who, got the 1, 2, 3 on Montez Ford for the Wyatt Six to retain. Yeah. That was a great match. Match number 3. This match actually disappointed me a bit. I don't know if their chemistry was off or anything. Maybe I was a bit tired. I have been a bit tired the whole show, just because I've been kind of up all night. I had short naps here and there, you know. It's a habit of mine. I can't stop staying up all night. Yeah. And yes, I still have to piss. I did not go for a piss during the transition thing. Anyway, Next match, Nikki Bella challenges Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Crazy this was the first time that they ever fought one-on-one. I think they definitely tried, and still a solid match. Some good counters. There was a really cool spot where, is that move called the X Factor? Nikki does. She did that to Becky Lynch on the steps. She even did the manhandle slam to Becky in the ring, and that was awesome. That reminded me, John Cena versus The Rock, their second match at WrestleMania 29, 2013, when John Cena did the rock bottom on The Rock. Looked exactly the same. Well, John still did a bit, but yeah, but Becky ended up winning with a roll up. I don't know if this means a rematch at WrestlePalooza, and yes, I will review WrestlePalooza, by the way. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, I didn't have too much to say about that match. I think. Yeah. Oh, and there was a spot where Nikki Bella was she was like trying to slam Becky's head into the announce tables at the same time, like a bunch of times. And I don't know if Becky, nah, I don't want to say that. I was about to say, I don't know if Becky was trying to make her look bad, but that sounds like a mean type of accusation, eh? But, yeah, but the way that Becky looked, it was like, if you watched the match, you know what I'm talking about. And it was like, she was barely hitting the thing, even though Nikki was like kind of shoving her head in. Nikki was shoving her head in, sorry. The freaking names is kind of similar now you think about it. Nikki and Becky, But yeah. Yeah. But yeah. I know I'm repeating myself. I just wish I had more things to say and go more in depth on it, But I feel like that's really all I got. I'm sorry. I was disappointed that Becky retained. I thought she would. I assumed she would, but I was still rooting for Nikki. That being said, next match, good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. Rusev versus Sheamus. This match, this and the main event were the hardest matches for me to pay attention to. This match because it was almost time for me to, take my first pills of the day. I gotta take my pills. And weigh myself. I gotta do that every morning. Weigh myself, and yeah. So it was like I was doing that while the match was still going on, and it was like leading up to the time. That was my kind of mental preparation to do it. You know what I mean? And yeah, so this match, good match. It really wasn't necessarily like a finisher fest, but it was kind of like a kick out fest. There were a bunch of kickouts even when you thought it was over. This match was pretty solid, I thought. Like I said, it was kind of hard for me to pay attention. It seems like they're more focused on hard hitting, honestly, for the most part, as opposed to just throwing a billion weapons at each other, which I respect, Some really brutal ass moments in the match, like Rusev actually kind of, I didn't think I saw exactly what he did, but I did see Sheamus. I must have like looked away for a second. I did see Sheamus like kind of get smashed through the big bar stool thing, and Rusev doing the accolade while they were on top of a bunch of barrels, I think, and then Sheamus ends up getting up all strong, lifting Rusev on his shoulders at the same time. White noise, bolts through 2 tables at the same time. Brutal stuff. And Rusev kicks the F out. Far out. And the match had a particularly pretty sick ending where Rusev had Sheamus locked in tight on the accolade. He had it locked in real tight. And then Sheamus, it looked like Sheamus was trying to do like a reverse pinfall thing. Kind of like he was trying to do the thing that Bret Hart did a lot. And remember Bret Hart versus Roddy Piper, WrestleMania 8? And versus Steve Austin, Survivor Series 1996. That roll-up thing he did to win both of those. It kind of looked like Sheamus was trying to do something like that. But then it ended up kind of positioning himself worse while Rusev had him in the accolade. He had it locked in tight too, like he was like try to get this. He had it locked in tight too, and then he kind of like, and then Rusev like kind of pulled back. I guess this was when Sheamus was trying to do the Bret Hart pin thing, and he was like pulling back hard, and if you watch the match you know what I mean, and it looked nasty, and Sheamus taps out, and according to commentary, sounds like it was only the 2nd time in his WWE career that Sheamus ever tapped out. And he worded it specifically too, and he mentioned that he was wording it specifically, not passed out, like literally tapped out. When does anyone know the first time that Sheamus tapped out? Cause I'm curious. I don't know. I actually don't know. This isn't like a joke thing. I actually don't know. If anyone knows, please let me know. I'm very curious. And yeah. Then we go on to the main. Sorry, habit. We go on to the match of the night. One of the best matches of the year. Penultimate match of the evening. The dream match that we've finally been like teasing around for years finally happened. John Cena versus Logan Paul. The crowd goes crazy for John Cena. And Logan Paul gets the crap booed out of him. This match went, according to Wikipedia, 26 minutes long. It went 26 minutes long. And you know what? It reminded me of Royal Rumble 2017. How it was the penultimate match of the evening. And it should have been the main event. And they never left the ring. Am I the first to notice this? That Logan Paul and John Cena did not leave the ring. John Cena did a great punches at the start between both guys. Logan counters the monkey flip from Cena into like a flip counter thing. Wow. And back and forth stuff, shoulder blocks, shoulder tackles. It was magical, bro. This match. This was everything this match could have possibly been. Everything. Man. Like, You had growing frustration between both guys. Logan bleeding, John bleeding a little bit too. Crowd going nuts. John Cena doing the the punch in the corner and the crowd counts to 10 thing, doing that to Logan. What's the move called? The Hangman Page clothesline that Logan does. Buckshot Lariat, that's it. Did that to Cena. Cena kicks out. Cena hits an AA. Logan kicks out. I'm trying to get as many details as I can, because this is the match that obviously meant the most to me. Logan stealing some moves. Logan actually did his frog splash twice to Cena consecutively, and John kicked out. Frick yeah. So ecstatic, bro. And you had Logan even doing the shoulder tackle thing. John Cena hits a second AA. Logan kicks out. And then John tries to do the avalanche attitude adjustment to Logan Paul. Logan gets out of it. I think he pushes Cena off, and I don't know if this happened exactly at this point, but at some point, Logan did jump onto John Cena, only for John to catch him, roll back, lift him back up. I can't remember if this was when he hit the third AA, but John Cena also did the Styles Clash. He did the Styles Clash to Logan Paul. He did the Sunset Flip again, the Code Red. That was epic. But the match ended. John Cena lands a third attitude adjustment on Logan Paul, and he rolls him up, or picks him up for one last attitude adjustment, but Logan Paul gets out of it, punches him, tries to do something else, and then John counters again for a fourth and breathless looking fourth attitude adjustment, and tired, I can't speak, and very tiredly, if that's even a word, drags his tired arm over Logan. 1, 2, 3. John Cena defeats Logan Paul. I told you. Brock Lesnar said that he hated the travel schedule during his first run in WWE. So many people thought he was going to show up to Paris, but when I kept that in mind, how much he hates, the travel schedule, you really think Brock is going to fly all the way to France just for a little cameo to screw John Cena? That did not happen. And we can finally rest easy, because for years I've dreaded the outcome of this match. I've always wanted to see this match itself, but I always dreaded that they were going to have John lose to Logan. John would have been willing to put over Logan. And I was actually kind of surprised that they actually got John Cena to win, even though I made my prediction for John to win. Wasn't entirely confident. And it was an epic win. Honestly, I think this is the first time that John Cena has actually gotten the pin in a PLE match following the attitude adjustment. And I'm wording that very specifically on purpose. I think since his match against Triple H at Greatest Royal Rumble. I think it's been that long. That was beautiful. That match was everything it should have been. It had the correct winner. I don't care what anyone says. And John Cena defeated Logan Paul. And they made a thing earlier too that before the match, they said that John Cena has the second most PLE wins of all time behind The Undertaker with 107. Before this match, he had 98 PLE wins. Now, after defeating Logan, he has 99. Brock versus John Cena, WrestlePalooza, hopefully Hell in a Cell. John's got to get that 100th one. Only the second one in history to win 100 pay-per-view matches. Premium live event matches. Now I'm going to go on a little rant. John Cena versus Logan Paul 100% should have been the main event of this show. Not the Fatal 4-Way Worldwide Championship match. Alright? And obviously, I'll get to reviewing the Worldwide Championship match, obviously. But, I know to a lot of people, the main event isn't that important. Maybe I put the main event on a crazy pedestal. But the main event is the most sacred spot on a wrestling card. I get some people don't care about like what match main events as long as it's a good show, but I kind of felt that way a little bit too. With I kind of felt that way a little bit too with yeah, I felt that way a little bit too. There was nothing else after that. Sorry, I got confused. Wrestle Kingdom, New Japan Pro Wrestling, NJPW, Wrestle Kingdom 12, 2018. That show was like 5 hours long. And by the time the main event came up, I was quite tired. But I loved that main event so much. And that joy you feel while being a little bit tired, even feeling like you want to get the show over with. And that final match, that main event match, the most important match of the show, absolutely blows you away. That's like the most satisfying feeling. And that's when I really fell in love with the thought of main events, you know. Before that, I was pissed off about the other matches that should have main evented before that too, like. But this is when I really truly, that was when I really fully started to truly love and appreciate the main event of a wrestling PLE event in general, maybe even. I think it was the right. Back then, I thought that the men's Royal match should have main evented Royal Rumble 2018. But looking back, I think it was the right call to have the women's match go on last. And I also felt like no, John Cena versus Roman Reigns, No Mercy 2017. That 100% should have main evented. Not that crappy Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman bullshit match that they did. And if it had turned out to be like a banger-ass match, then sure. But even then, Roman Reigns and John Cena, two big stars, and you have Brock. You know, at the time of, I mean, thankfully Brock nowadays, at least since his last match which was still against Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam 2023. He's thankfully seems like he really is putting in the effort every time now to have a great match. But back then, back in 2017, at least for a lot of that time, it was like he couldn't be asked to put in the effort to at least put on a great match. Like, just show up, get the thing over with, grab your paycheck. And I'll admit, I'm guilty of that type of mindset too. Not even trying to put in the effort for a job I got, just to get it over with. I get it. I think it's when, like, you see something that reminds you of a part of yourself that you now hate and have changed that really gets you in your emotions, you know. Maybe it's that. But nowadays, I do my best to, whatever task I've got at hand, to do my best to do it. You know, put in the effort. Just like I would want someone to put in the effort for me, you know. Yeah, but John Cena vs. Roman Reigns, that should have been the main event. And also, they probably should have, like, at that point, they should have probably, like, just stripped Brock of the Universal Championship if he was not going to put in the effort, you know. They'd have been like, oh man, screw you then. Still love Brock, one of my all-time favorites. I will never stop loving that Royal Rumble 2015 Triple Threat. That match is a masterpiece, one of the best matches of all time. I know I rambled on and on about this, but the main event is sacred to me. Especially because I didn't really think, and let's get on to the main event now of Clash in Paris. The Fatal 4-Way match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins defends the World Heavyweight Championship against Jey Uso, who's a little bit hurt from the attack at the start of the show. LA Knight and CM Punk. Massive reception for CM Punk in Paris, France. But this match, again, I said that it was the Donnybrook match and the main event that I had the most trouble trying to pay attention to, because that one I was, you know, trying to weigh myself, take my pills, you know, the Donnybrook match. But this match, my tiredness was really sitting in. And I'm pretty sure I fell asleep briefly several times during the main event. But it did seem quite slow for the most part. But some highlights of the match. I did write them down. There was a part when, like, 3 of the wrestlers, I can't remember which ones, I'm pretty sure at least 2 of them were Seth and Punk, though. That was a cool moment. LA Knight did a diving elbow through an announce table. That was an awesome spot. And Seth Rollins curb stomped everyone just to leave himself and CM Punk the only ones left standing in the ring. Seth Rollins was like, I hate you. I want this to be your last match ever. And, like, I want you gone, etc. And then he's trying to wedge CM Punk's head but between a standing up chair. Seth misses, hurts his own foot. CM Punk, boom, GTS to Seth. And then Seth bounces off. You remember on the first Raw on Netflix when CM Punk when CM Punk did that to Seth Rollins, and then he rebounded off the ropes, and then CM Punk had him in position for a second consecutive GTS. That happened here too. And then he was about to get the win, and then boom, he gets low blowed from behind by a mystery person. And that mystery person is Becky Lynch. That was the big ending you guys had. This is another reason that Cena vs. Logan should have main evented. And then even another reason after that. Frickin' one of the biggest influences on the planet, and the greatest of all time. John Cena being the greatest of all time, Logan Paul being one of the biggest influences on the planet. Just for that surprise bunny ears ending, I don't like it. The ending, I mean, the match itself was like solid, but nothing special really. I thought maybe I'm an anomaly with that. In fact, I haven't really seen anyone else's like opinions on the show yet. Maybe I'm the only one who thought the show was amazing, and everyone else is trashing it. Maybe that's the case. But yeah, I really love how this review turned out. I'm proud of this review, and I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Alright. One more thing I wanted to mention. One specific thing I wanted to mention was that another positive thing with the main event, at least, the colors that all 4 participants were wearing on the outfits, so visually pleasing, mate. Seth Rollins wearing a shiny metallic blue and purple tights. CM Punk wearing these kind of forest green with some other light colors, I think. Tights, beautiful. LA Knight wearing yellow, beautiful to see. Reminds me of John Cena at SummerSlam 2013. And Jey Uso wearing white and a little bit of black. Beautiful. Beautiful. La 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 la. But anyway, that's going to be my review of WWE Clash in Paris 2025. I need a shower. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Have a good one.